Hey everybody, it's Lauren. I've been a little slack on my videos this week and I told myself I was going to do 2 every week. So here we go with Dating Adventures Part 2. The second guy I dated after my separation and divorce is a little bit more complicated for me to talk about because I can't really categorize him as good or bad. He's someone that has come in and out of my life, and he never really totally went away, I guess you could say. We'll just call this one Colder Weather, because there's a song by Zac Brown Band that always reminds me of him if I hear it, and it's called Colder Weather, so that can be his nickname. But he was the type that was a cowboy. He used to bull ride and he did all those sort of things. Grew up on a farm with horses, and his family still had tons of horses, and he was used to hard work, manual labor. Went to the military. He has a Purple Heart. He was injured there and of course carried some stuff from that, but of course earned my respect with that as well. So I really liked a lot of qualities about him. I liked that he was an extremely hard worker. He believed in providing for his family, and so, you know, if he was married or something like that, the wife wouldn't necessarily have to work, and if she did, it would be more relaxed and optional. His kids, of course, would have college paid for, and he had a lot of respect for women, always opened doors, would get mad at me almost if I opened my own door, but at the same time had that really caring, protective spirit. So you let somebody look at me wrong or do something wrong and to me, and he'd be right there. Now I've always kind of had a thing for that. So those were his good traits, and that was one thing that was kind of hard for me to give up. But of course it didn't work out, so there had to be a reason why. Timing was one thing with him. We met at a time where he had just been separated a couple months. He legitimately had what in my mind was a good reason to be separated and get divorced, but he was not divorced yet, and so I think it was hard for him when he started to develop feelings for me to allow that to happen, not being divorced. So that's one thing I've had to learn. It's kind of difficult to date people that are in that transitional period, because even if you're great and they care about you, it's hard for them to really be able to give you what you need. So I would say emotional availability was one reason we didn't work. And then the other thing with him was he didn't really feel comfortable in church and talking about God a whole lot. And that's such a huge part of my life. So ultimately, that one was bittersweet, because it's like he had a lot of qualities I wanted, but he didn't have that part. And, you know, I've had the question a bunch of times, well, what if people change? What if people change? But I can't base my life on what ifs, and I'm in a stage in my life now that I can't hope somebody's going to change. I need to find somebody that's the way I want to marry them as is. The story with him is we did hang out a few times after that, and then of course we sort of reconnected again, because I mentioned he kept coming in and out of my life after I had another more serious breakup. But ultimately we both cared about each other. It was clear because, you know, he came back and I would talk to him, and if I see him out or something, of course I would speak to him, but we just didn't have the same goals in life in the long run, so it didn't work out. So the tip for today is that you can't change people, and you can't say what if. If they're not what you want right now, then just be friends and be fair to them.